Hey y'all, I'm ready to transform this fish into this. And if y'all like my lemon garlic steelhead trout, until you taste this one. This blackened steelhead is all about that crispy crust. And yes, I got a little sauce to go with it also. I'm not going to hold you up. Let's get to cooking. I'm going to start off with this blend of seasonings here. And I'm going to start off with a tablespoon of regular paprika. I'm using a teaspoon here of black pepper, but you can half and half it with white pepper and black pepper. We have some onion powder there. We have about a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, a half of a teaspoon of smoked paprika. Can't forget that. Also, we have a half a teaspoon of dried thyme. And of course, I'm going to go in with a 1.5 of onion powder. Now, your onion powder and your garlic powder is going to be equal there. As you can see, I'm using quite a bit of salt. I'm using anywhere from 2 to 2.5 teaspoons of salt. But guess what? You can make this saltless and just salt the fish yourself. I got a little bit of fennel seed just crushed on up. Gives it a nice little flavor there. And it's a little bit of sugar. I think about a half of a teaspoon of sugar. You can use brown sugar as well. Now, I don't know what I was thinking. Y'all, it's my life story. I used a bowl here to mix up those spices. But if you have an empty spice jar, put it in there. Make it so much easier because you can just sprinkle it over the fish. And then also, you won't contaminate it putting your hand in that bowl. But go ahead and just add it and mix it on up real good. And now we're going to put that aside and move on over to the fish. And that's the steelhead trout. Now you're going to have a little bit left over. You can also put this on shrimp, chicken, any kind of fish will do. Don't let it go to waste. It's just that good. Okay, so I've washed and dried these suckers, as we say, those suckers up. And now I'm just going to trim off that little skinny piece. Yeah, that's going to be my little tester there. Now, I know this looks like salmon, but it's not. And I usually pick up my steelhead from Aldi's. It's very hard to find it in your regular grocery stores. And if you would like to know the difference between the two, I actually have a blog about it on the website, and that's everydaydana.com. I'm having some trouble there. I promise you, this is a sharp knife. It's the wrong knife to use, but it's a sharp knife. Now that amount of seasoning will actually season 4 fillets of fish with a little bit left over. Now I'm going to heavy season my fish, but because you have never tried this before, take your little test piece and adjust the seasoning according to your like. Now, as you can see, I'm going back over and just drying it really well. Some people like to just put it on dry. You can add a little bit oil to make that the seasoning stick to it. Blackening is more than just about the seasoning, y'all. It's about the process, and you'll see that shortly. It has to start with a hot pan. Now you can see in this part of the video, I am doing this all wrong because I had to throw out that remaining seasoning I had left because I'm putting my fishy fingers back in the seasoning bowl. Sometimes when I'm watching my videos back, I'm like, who is that person? But anyway, as you can see, I am definitely doing a liberal sprinkle of that. I wouldn't say sprinkle, but a liberal rub of that fish. Now, as with these type of fish, they usually come skin on. You can definitely take off the skin. There's times I do and there's times I don't. And this time I didn't. So, but I'm still gonna rub on that skin with this seasoning. Sometimes I might, if it's crispy enough, I might just chew on it just a little. But anyway, as you can see, it's not going to stick as well dry. If you put a little bit of olive oil on it, it'll stick a little bit better. And now, as you can see, I call them my little testing pieces. Look, this stuff is expensive. I'm not letting anything go to waste. So this is a perfect time where you can still season that and test that before you actually season the larger pieces. You can adjust your seasonings according to your taste. And while that's sitting, let's go ahead and get started on this hot pan. I suggest a heavy bottom pan. And I'm going to use regular vegetable oil, canola oil, because I want something with a high smoke point. Because we're going to put this baby up high. Now you can see the oil is kind of puddled down on one side, and that's because I need to adjust my stove height again. I don't know what happened, but it's not leveled. But it worked out for me because one of these are for my mother and she doesn't want a lot of oil. And of course, you know what I'm going to do. Mine is in the back with all that oil. Now this is going to be on medium high. You want a high, not extremely high heat, but you want a medium high, closer to high heat. I'm pressing down on that fish because sometimes the fish can actually start curving over. I don't know the technical term for it. So I just press down just a little in the beginning of the sear. Now I'm going to finish this off with a nice sauce. So you got to stay to the end to get that. But you don't have to put sauce on this. It is tasty just as it is. And I'm just cooking just for a few minutes so we get that nice sear. And you can start seeing that white line show up on that fish. That's showing that it's cooking. It's getting ready. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over. We are still keeping that pan nice and hot. Now you can look at the difference. Hers without a lot of oil, mine's with a lot of oil. Now hers is not burnt, but it's going to look darker with less oil, and that's fine. It was both so tasty. I can tell you that story later. Matter of fact, I wrote a blog post about this very dish here. Now the color of this dish is absolutely gorgeous. It's something about paprika that just makes every meat just beautiful. Look beautiful, that is. So I turned it back over for just a few minutes more. And we're going to finish it up now. It is done. Well, not quite done. We have something special coming up to make this extra tasty. This is a good date dish. Quick, simple, and tasty. And now on to the lemon sauce. Now this is a simple crushed herb lemon butter sauce. We're going to start off with 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter and 1 clove of garlic minced. And of course, we got to cook out that raw garlic flavor. And I am really trying to get every piece. I just love garlic that much. Now, when the aroma of that garlic starts smelling up that kitchen, we're going to add a little bit of lemon juice. We're going to also add some lemon zest. So that's about a half of a lemon. And we're going to do about the juice of about a half of a lemon. If you want a little bit of more lemon or citrus flavor, by all means, you can add more. Now this is a quick sauce, so you don't have to simmer this long at all. And I want to finish it off with some herbs. I'm going to add about a quarter teaspoon of dried thyme and a quarter teaspoon of dried oregano. Of course, you can use marjoram, which is my preference. You can use herb de Provence. Whatever your favorite herb is, go ahead and throw it in. And if you want to echo a little bit of that blackened seasoning, go ahead and crush up a few of those fennel seeds and throw them in as well. And you're just going to stir that for about a minute and turn off the heat. It is done. Now it's time to sauce that fish. In my case, only one of them. And you can see I'm just going to put sauce on mine. My mother did not want any additional fat on hers. I hope you guys try this. Remember, you can try this on a lot of different seafood and chicken. I tell you, looking at this now makes me want to make it again today. Thank you for hanging out with me today. And I hope you give this blackened steelhead a try. And if you don't have any steelhead trout on hand, throw it over a little shrimp, some chicken, or some other fish. Anything to give you that quick flavor boost. And if you are still hungry, go ahead and check out my other comfort food recipes. Thank you. I'll see you next time.